Hello, lovelies. Welcome to Souls Awakening Together. I'm your host, Queen Wortham. Tonight, I am completing a spirit reading of the energy field of Jennifer Aniston, a very famous and well-loved actress, celebrity, and style influencer. My intention is never to tear down, to build up, or to convince anyone of anything, but to open a window into the themes that we as a spiritual collective are experiencing at this time. I begin every spirit reading by connecting with the person's highest self. I ask for permission to make sure that I have full right to do this and share this. And I follow the guidance of their spirit, their highest self. And I only share what I feel called to share from my heart. The insights you hear are what you, the listener, are being called to learn at this time. So as I am tuning in to the highest self of Jennifer Aniston, I'm also tuning into your highest self, because at a higher vibration, there's harmony, there's resonance, there's sameness. So let's open our hearts, let's open the field, and use this as an opportunity to authentically connect with each other with compassion and love. And so it is. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see what is going to come through. You know, I never have any idea. I seriously have no idea. And it always takes me a second. First thing I'm feeling is the guardian angel right in front, right where the guardian angel always is. I've talked about this before. Sometimes the guardian angel is a little closer, sometimes it's about here. So when everything's going well, I see the guardian angel about here. This guardian angel is a little closer. Makes me wonder. She's been very busy lately, really busy, really coming back out on the scene. She's been in the news a lot lately, which is probably why I felt called to do this reading, why my spirit called me to do this reading. Because, you know, I'm building my audience. I want to call in my most aligned followers so I can build the best possible spiritual community. So this guardian angel, it's a little different than some of the guardian angels that I see. She is short, like her head's about here, and she has this very sweet, loving grandma energy, like so warm, so loving, which is, of course, an extension of Jennifer's natural energy. She's telling me that she's concerned. She's saying that Jennifer's pushing herself too hard. What is this? She's asking and I'm asking, what is this perfectionism? What is this perfectionism? It's hard to imagine sometimes when, from the outside looking in, someone just appears to be so perfect in so many ways. But I'm just sensing this pressure. She is putting so much pressure on herself that she's risking her health. That's what I'm hearing. Something in the past. This is in the sacral chakra. So sacral chakra is so many things. It's, you know, it's in the lower chakras. It is the energy of the earthly experience. And it's the aspect of the earthly experience that connects us the most directly to others. So what I'm seeing is something in the past, and it's friendships. It's a lot of friendships. Just really, really wanting to be liked. Always being liked, for sure. Always just very popular in school, very popular everywhere she went, very good with people, very, very sweet, super funny. Like, it is so natural for her to be funny and say things that just make people smile. I watched a few little interviews in my research for this spirit reading, and I just really saw her warmth. So she is an Aquarius with a Sagittarius moon. And what I see in her, that I see in all of my Aquarius sun friends, is just that she's not like anybody else. You really can't compare her to anybody else. You really can't say like, oh yeah, she reminds me of this person and she's just like her in like 10 different ways. Like, it's a blend of qualities that you can't really place with anyone else. So she's very unique, very original. And then that Sagittarius moon, it gives her a warmth in her emotions. And it also makes her very likely to say things you don't expect her to say. And so that's part of what makes her so likable. And then she is a Libra rising, like me. And that Libra rising energy it's very elegant and it's very mutable. Is Libra a mutable sign? I'm not a zodiac expert. I just kind of have a feeling for the patterns that I see in people. But it's her Libra rising energy that gives her that poise and elegance. And it's air. It's an air element. The element is air, and so air is very adaptable. It can exist anywhere. It can fit into all the situations. So this is something in the past, and I'm seeing it. It's like it's good and bad. Good on the inside, and then it's like I'm seeing all these little points of light representing all of these people and all these relationships, and then I'm seeing around just too many of them, like a darkness wrapped around it. So these early experiences. Okay, so her parents were successful. So she grew up with parents who were. I think she had her father owned a really famous restaurant that a lot of celebrities would frequent. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's something like that. And so she went to school she went to private schools, I believe. That's what I'm hearing. And there was a lot of competition among the kids and the girls. And she was so cute and so happy and so well loved that even at a very young age, there was a lot of jealousy from the kids around her. And they were just mean. They were mean to her. They would challenge her. They would try to knock her down and bring her down. And she's a fighter. The Sagittarius moon makes you just very feisty. So she wasn't going to put up with it. But it was just such a theme that she just has carried with her whole life. And if I was her coach, I would definitely have her do some healing work on this, because I see so much how this is a lie. But, we experience these things like, a little kid trying to bring you down, like whatever's coming out of their mouth, like it's meaningless. It's a lie. It's based in nothing and it's a lie. But when we have a strong emotional reaction, then it creates this interference in the energy field. It's a traumatic amount of kids being competitive with her. And so that trauma in the energy field, it it's stored in the body, in the muscles and organs and tissues of the body. And if we're not aware of it, then it will just continue to attract like experiences over and over and over. So, if we have a trauma that leads us to believe that you can't trust little girls, especially the ones that are, I don't know, I'm just pulling this out of nowhere. Like the ones that make really, really good grades. Like maybe the ones who made really good grades were the ones who were the most jealous of her. And so they were the ones who would pick on her the most. And that's just how it was one year at school. And then if that's what you feel about people who are excelling at the highest level around you, then every time you find yourself in an environment where there are people who have that same feeling, like give you that same feeling, they have that same vibe, then you will feel threatened by them. And if you feel threatened by them, maybe you'll be less likely to talk to them. And then if they see you talking to someone who they wish they were friends with, and that person really seems to like you, that can make them a little jealous. And so we inadvertently attract the same situations. The law of attraction continues to bring them to us. And when it gets to the level where we are just attracting these huge traumatic things into our adult life because of this little thing that happened to us when we were young, then it's the universe's way to correct, to bring us back to center. And it's a calling to let you know that something needs to be healed. But without awareness, then you can come up with a totally different meaning, like the world is cruel. You can't trust those people. It must be me. So the belief that she developed from these experiences is that she has to try extra hard to be loved. She has to try really, 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 really hard to be accepted by everyone so that she can get what she wants, which is just more acceptance. She also wants joy. Of course, she wants joy. She wants peace. But that is something that she figured out later, something that she identified later on. I'm hearing specifically like after her divorce from Brad Pitt. That was the point that she was like, what I really want is peace. I've been trying for happiness and success. I've been trying for like to make all of these people think that I'm the best. But what I really want is peace. What I really want is just to feel good no matter what. And when the traumas that happen to us are so seemingly small, like first and second graders making fun of you when you're a kid, it is so easy to just ignore it, just sweep it under the rug, believe that it's nothing, and never actually be able to pinpoint that. But it just takes deeper work. If she was to meditate for many, many days in a row for many hours at a time, or many hours every day, not, you know what I'm saying? 1 hour a day, many days in a row, many months in a row. If she was to do that, she would eventually see this. If she's lucky, she might see it really quickly. Or you can have someone like me look into your energy field, and I wouldn't be seeing it if it wasn't still at play. And when this is the very first thing that I'm seeing in this reading, then that means that it's strong. It means it's really implanted in her energy field. And when we have something like this in the past in our energy field, it creates a magnetism, and it will attract similar things over and over. So what's next? Something big right here. So just to review, those of you who've been watching my channel know this, but I see the energy field divided up in areas that represent the chakras. Over here is the past, over here is the future. Here and here is where I see root chakra issues. Here and here is where I see sacral chakra issues, power, heart, throat, third eye, crown chakra issues, and then guardian angel. It's always right here. So if it's closer, it's more present, like more happening right now. Little, and then the further back it is the further in time. So in the future, the further back it is, the further away in the future it is. And then the further away I see it over here, the further in the past. So when I see things in the childhood, they're always like way back over here. But here, what's this? This is heart to throat. So right there, it's in the throat chakra, but closer to the heart. Something right here. Is it a guide? Yeah, it's a spirit guide. It's very tall, masculine. So the solution to heal this for her is it's through her words, speaking up for herself, speaking her truth. Yeah, he's funny. He's like really sassy. Like this is where her sassiness comes from. The spirit guide right here. Spirit guide has always been with her. So he is, he's just saying like she's got to stop all of this. What I'm hearing is pussyfooting around. That term. My stepdad used to say that. My late stepfather used to say, "Stop pussyfooting around." So she's got to stop all this pussyfooting around. She's got to stop all this, like, not being direct. So I'm just going to tell you what he's saying. There's so many times that she needs to speak up. She sees someone acting like an asshole. She sees someone even mistreating someone else. But if that person has power, if that person has influence on whether or not she is liked and she is famous, then she will quiet up her mouth. She will bow down to that person. And she does not need to be bowing down to that person. She's forgetting that she's Jennifer Aniston. This guy's pissed. That's why he's so close. He's like really, really trying to influence her. He is trying to guide her into this. She's forgetting that she is Jennifer Aniston. She has so much power. And he's telling me this, but I know what he's talking about. There's this beautiful thing that happens when a woman becomes older. It's that she cares less, but it's also that people stop expecting her to be so small. We come more fully into our empowered masculine as older women, and we are wiser. We speak with more conviction, so people start to listen. So we build up a confidence that people can feel, and they have felt that from so many older women that they'll accept it. They'll accept it so much more quickly. A woman speaking her mind. Especially when it's from the heart, when it's not just lashing out in anger. There's a difference between speaking from the heart and speaking for what you truly know is right in your gut, and then just speaking because you're pissed off, or speaking because you're afraid that someone's going to hurt you, or you have resentment towards a person, or you're judging a person. Very different energy, and it's received very differently by people. So she is still afraid of being blamed for not being nice, being blamed for not being cool. When in reality, he's so mad. He's so mad. He's like, she is the nicest, coolest person in the world. And she is one of the most famous people in the world. She could say anything. He's saying she could say anything and they would just lick her boots. That's what he's saying. Oh, gosh, I love my work. Yeah, he's mad. And he's just right there. And what's going on, very interestingly, as she is pushing herself, she's making herself sick in her throat. As she's pushing herself too hard, going without sleep, too many interviews, too much traveling, not honoring her feelings, stuffing down her stress, stuffing down how much she wants to sleep, how much she just wants to collapse, just stuffing it down, ignoring it. And it's manifesting as a block in her throat. So she's manifesting a situation where she's going to have to stop. Because it's what her soul wants. Her soul wants her to slow down. Her body wants her to slow down. Okay, let's see what's next. So I've heard her talk before about wanting children and wishing that she would have frozen her eggs. And she definitely went through that grief that so many women go through when they just find themselves over 40, over 50, and they just come to the full realization that children are not going to be in their lives this time around. It's just not on their path to become a mother this time around. So there's still that grief. And why am I seeing it in the same place? Like the spirit guide who is in her throat, close to her heart, right here. And then I'm seeing a baby. It's like the baby that she never had. I understand why that would be in her heart, like as a sadness in her heart, but it's more blocking her throat. Like it's a block. Definitely sensing that this is a block. It's like she feels just a little bit of shame, that she never became a mother. Like who are you to speak up? You're not even a mom. You don't know anything. You haven't experienced anything if you're not a mom. It's the voice in her head, the voice of a demon. So, okay, what's this? It makes me want to curse. Like what? It's a fucking demon. Like it's like I want to curse like that because it feels so much like the demons who've tried to speak to me in my ear that I have tried so hard to just cast out. Whatever it is, I'm going to have to tune into this to figure what that is. But what I know immediately is that this is a demon that it's an entity, it's a cluster of energy that is a vibrational match to something that I have had active in my energy field in the past, and I've cast it out. What is it? It's like so repulsive to me. Does she have a sister? Ooh, God, that's bad energy. Man. There is an energy. It's been practiced so many times. It's a strong energy. Like this is it. Like this is where the stress is coming from. Did she have a sister? Tell me. Like, or a mom? No, it doesn't feel like a mom. It feels like an adult sister. But it doesn't feel like it's representing someone who is alive right now. And it doesn't feel like someone who she knew in this life. It's an entity. And the entities are formed by repeating thoughts over and over and over. This energy, it makes her panic. It makes her believe lies. It prevents her from seeing herself. Where did it come from? Came from repeating thoughts. Came from just fear. So much fear, just so much fear of not being enough. And this is how it happens. This is how someone who is so wonderful can have so much stress and so much doubt and have to push themselves so hard to attain what they could actually have with almost no effort. So this demon of criticism, the demon of perfectionism. Help us understand what's going on here. Ooh, it feels so bad. Okay. Demon of criticism, the demon of perfectionism. Her guardian angel is explaining this to me. This is why her guardian angel is so close, part of why she's so close. Nothing's ever good enough. Such a sharp mind. It's the people with the sharpest minds that are the most prone to this. Keen sense of observation makes you prone to these demons. Jennifer's artistic. She notices the tiniest little difference between one thing and another's, the slightest little difference. She always notices. When she looks at herself in the mirror, if she's feeling tired, if she's feeling beat down, she will say to herself in the mirror the things that this demon is speaking through her eyes and through her mouth. It's like, you're ugly. You look like shit. You totally fucked that up. I can't believe you did that. Those are the things she's thinking in her head and the things that she's saying to herself in the mirror because of this entity. And she knows intellectually that this doesn't make sense. She's expanding her awareness. She's very consciously, very intentionally expanding her awareness. She's trying to figure it out. She knows that something's not right. She's trying to figure it out. But at the same time, like she just feels like she has got to strike while the iron's hot. She has got to just go for it. She has to go for it. She has to, there's this belief that this is part of what the demon makes her believe, is that she's only going to be pretty in a sexy way for a very short period of time. And she's got to capitalize. She has to, and it's not about money. She's secure with money. She's always like, I feel like her money, when I look into the root chakra and sacral chakra experience of money, it's like this beautiful pool that's just all the way up above her shoulders, very comfortable with money. It's not a money thing. It's a being good enough thing. It's like she wants to have a legacy, because of the not being a mother is part of the problem. It's for her, in her limited thinking and her limiting beliefs, not being a mother means that you don't have a legacy. So you sure as hell better figure out how you're going to have a legacy otherwise. She knows that she can give money to a foundation. She feels good about that. Money is good. Her relationship with money is beautiful. Is what I'm hearing. So it's not a like greed thing. It's not like that at all. It's like just having to prove herself, having to leave her mark on the world. And all the while just forgetting that her power is right now. Her power is in every single moment. And even though there's so much so this is what's coming up. This is what I'm sensing. She's so nice. She's so sweet. She has such a big heart. She loves people. She really loves people. Is very loving to other people, not particularly loving to herself at all, obviously. So loving, accepting of everybody. Everyone in her life wants to give to her. They want her to be happy. And she's just not. She's not. And so she stresses the people out in her life. And it's like, it's almost to the level of like, there are people in her life who accuse her of being a narcissist, because she's so magnetic. She draws so many people in. And then when people get close to her, they find out that she's just so unhappy. And they want to make her happy. And they're stressed out because she's not happy. So she's not mean to people. Definitely not getting that. It's not that she's mean to people. It's that she's just upset and feeling sick and feeling doubtful and feeling depressed and feeling beat down. And it's affecting the people who are closest to her. And that draining of the people who are closest to her, it's like the energy is just being sucked into this demon. So this demon is like a huge energy leak. And it's just thoughts that she has had with her whole life. She speaks them out loud, but only in private. And it just feels so normal. It feels so much like being her. So what I'm hearing is that she goes through periods. She goes through periods of like getting a handle on her thoughts and being more positive and more calm. But it's a whole lot easier to do when she's not working herself to death, when she's just working like this and pushing herself so hard. The cortisol levels go up, serotonin levels go down, and this demon can take over. And this demon is like strong right now. This demon is fortified right now. Man, that is too bad. Because, gosh, she just has such a sweetness. So what I'm wondering, and you guys are probably wondering too, what's up with this boyfriend? She came out on the scene with this boyfriend. He's very different than guys she's dated in the past. What's up with him? Oh, I'm just hearing very clearly that she is coming to the conclusion that he's not good enough. And it's this demon telling her that in her ear. He's just not good enough. He's just not good enough. That's what I'm hearing over and over again. He's just not good enough. How is he not good enough? He's not confident enough. He doesn't have enough energy. He doesn't have enough strength, mental strength, emotional strength. So, okay, so there's this thing, very interesting masculine and feminine dynamic that plays out in couples. The it is a challenge to deal with all of these emotions that we have as women. We feel a lot. The estrogen and just hormone changes can make that kind of out of control sometimes, especially when cortisol gets involved or when we are eating a lot of sugar and we have higher insulin. Insulin gets involved, totally messes up the hormones. When our bodies are inflamed, when there's excessive inflammation, then it messes up the hormones, can make the emotions really, really big. And we as women can be very chaotic emotionally. That is the challenge of being an estrogen dominant feminine being. Is you have to manage all of those emotions. You have to manage all of this. It's all in the heart, it's all in this, it's like an excess of wanting to connect, excess of love. And we have to manage it. We have to make sure that our love is going in the right places and make sure that we are seeing our emotions, that we're managing our emotions. And the masculine tends to be more stoic, a little more disconnected from the emotions, tends to be, because of being testosterone dominant. And our masculine and feminine roles have gotten really blurry in the last 50 years or so. Very, very blurry. And the empowered expressions of masculine and feminine are so confusing to almost all of us. So what I'm seeing is that she has emotional storms, and the nice guy, this boyfriend, he's the nice guy. He's like the typical nice guy. So the nice guy wants to appease the woman with the emotional storm. He's uncomfortable with her emotions. He is a little more connected to his feminine than some men. And so he's very affected by her emotional storms. And so he wants to make her emotions smaller, and he feels very dysregulated by her emotions. And he ends up overcompensating in so many ways. Trying too hard to make her happy, trying too hard to be nice. And the result is that he doesn't speak up. He doesn't speak his truth. He doesn't come out and say what he's really thinking. And she can sense that from him. So when that dynamic plays out again and again and again, then the woman will slowly but surely have less and less respect for a man. So even though a woman may rage, and even though she may think in the moment that she wants for her partner to solve her problems and make her feel better, what the empowered masculine will do is not let it get to him. He will hold space for her to an extent. He will, if he's very, very evolved and very aware, he may ask, "What do you need me to do right now?" And talk to her about it, and they can work out together what works best for them as a couple when she's feeling these emotional storms. But in general, what works really well is for the man in that moment to choose to be unaffected emotionally, just to be as stoic and as calm and as grounded as he can possibly be. And in that way, create a container for this emotional storm, create a container for this wave. It's this wave that's coming out of her. Just calmly hold it, observe it, be present, not get dysregulated, and really just take it lightly. Create a container with the expression like, this is just a storm. This is a storm. It's going to pass. I know that you've got this. I know everything's okay. And that is the energy that is truly calming and truly grounding to a woman. And when a man responds to her emotional storms like that over and over, then it just makes her respect him a lot. And when my husband was alive, I was married for 23 years, and I was very lucky to have such a beautiful marriage because he was a soulmate. But when I became single again, I realized that I actually didn't know a whole lot about relationships. I had an amazing relationship for 23 years, but it wasn't because I was that good at them or that I understood what was going on with us in the masculine and feminine dynamics. But looking back on it, I remember that most of the time I would just act like nothing was wrong. I would just kind of sweep things under the rug, make sure that, that I was happy and everything was just fine. And then once a month, at a very special time in the month, I would have an emotional storm. I would just lose control of my emotions. And I couldn't keep the lid, couldn't keep the lid on it anymore. And so it would boil over, and all of the things that I didn't let myself say all month, I would just want to say it all. And I just felt like everything was wrong. And I felt like it was his fault. And it was just like those hormones just transported me into a different reality where I just really thought that things were falling apart. And so I would talk to him about it, usually late at night when we were going to bed. And I would just cry and just tell him I was just so upset. And he would just listen and look at me, and he wouldn't get upset. And then after he would just give me some time to let it all out, he'd go, "Baby, are you about to get your period?" And it would make me so mad. It would make me so mad when he said that, but he was always right. Always right. I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize it. But that is the empowered masculine. He didn't let it get to him. And it's just one of the many things that we did effortlessly with each other to keep everything in balance. A little personal anecdote that I felt called to share. Okay, what else? We've been going for a while. We're coming up on an hour, I think. What else? Yeah, the boyfriend. Unfortunately, I don't see it lasting. He's very sweet. He's a really good guy. Yeah, she's saying that. She's like, he's a good guy. You can hear her voice saying that. He's a good guy, but it's just like, but what's in her head is like, he's not good enough. Yeah, it's just, he doubts himself. And she's Jennifer Aniston. Like, you got to be a big man. You got to be feeling really good about yourself to be with Jennifer Aniston and just really know, like, you deserve her. You deserve a woman with that much power, that much strength, that many people around her, just treating her like she's awesome and amazing. Cause she is, I like her. I'm not a person who's big into celebrities, and, it's not like I've been a huge fan or anything. I just like her vibe a lot. And they want to make sure to say, like, in defense of this man, Jim Curtis, I believe that's his name, in defense of this man, this is an aligned relationship. It's not meant to last, but it is very aligned. He is bringing in a spiritual influence into her life that's going to help her so much. And I'm feeling this so strong. It's already helping her. What I'm hearing is that it's going to save her life. The information that he's bringing to her is going to save her life, because it's not medical help that she needs. It's energetic help. It's like mind stuff, you know? Yeah, he's helping to. So he started to help her, but their relationship got off the ground at a time where things were starting to get really, really busy. So she hasn't been in a place to fully receive it. So the influence is there. The words I'm hearing is the writing's on the wall. So like somewhere in her energy field, the writing's on the wall that like she is heading towards a spiritual awakening is what I'm hearing. Like she's heading towards that. Her inner being, her angels and guides all around her is guiding her to a spiritual awakening. And this guy is very instrumental. And it's also just the struggle, just knowing like this is the nicest guy she's ever dated, sweetest guy she's ever dated, most gentle man. And he's so loving to her. He's so giving to her. He's so careful with her. He shows her so much care. It's what she always felt like she wanted, but then she has it and she's not respecting him, and she feels so guilty about it. She feels like she's a bad person because of it. And so that, like, the breakup is part of the breaking, you know, just the breaking open, the surrender. It's part of the surrender. Yeah, it's part of what's going to bring her to this place of surrender that brings her to the spiritual awakening. And when I hear spiritual awakening, why are you showing me this over here? So spiritual influence in the past, key figures, and it's like friends of parents is what I'm hearing. Friends of parents who babysat her, spent time with her, and they were just a very strong influence on her spiritual life and spiritual reality. So she's always liked, you know, alternative treatments, and you know, she's always just been intrigued by that. And that, what I'm hearing, is something from a past life. So what's coming through is that in her past life, she was very spiritually awake and aware. That's part of her magnetism in this life. People feel this power and magic that she has within her. And that is from a spiritual level that she got to in a past life. So it's that part of her that, I mean, just, it's her true soul. It's her true soul. It's like wanting to come alive through her, but I'm not seeing it in her body, in her spine. I'm seeing it over here. Like it's active in the past, active in her past life story, not yet active here. But there's just this, like, that's what everyone's leading her towards. Even when she attracts something that's unwanted, it is something that is bringing her the exact ingredients that she needs to come back to center. See all the things that she needs to see. So yeah, what's in the trajectory? What, you know, at this point in time, what I'm seeing flowing in from the future is this woman who has great spiritual influence on the planet. I'm hearing the word planet. That's a big statement. Not just in America, planetary influence. Like she will have a voice that wakes people up to a spiritual reality. That is, that's the doing of this really tall spirit guide here. He's like, he's so funny. Like such I love his vibe so much. He is what I'm hearing is that he was with her in her past life too, as a spirit guide. So like he's like old friend, really old friend, centuries old. And it's like it's his voice. It's just this masculine, empowered, certain, fiery, so much fire and so much love that will come out of her voice with this spiritual awakening. And I'm feeling this so strong, y'all. Like I feel like my body is like starting to light up in little sparks. Like I'm feeling fiery. I'm seeing the way it's coming to me. So like she's coming in on like a cart, almost like a parade float, like a big entrance, a key figure in a disaster that hasn't happened yet, worldwide disaster that will affect so many people. And I'm seeing her as a key figure. What's kind of scary is that it's not like real far in the future. It's like in the future, but I kind of like the idea of something like that being a little further in the future. Something. Seeing desert. I don't know why. I'm seeing like deserted land, a bit of a like Blade Runner feeling, Blade Runner aesthetic. And then I'm seeing her coming in on a cart, like with a microphone and her voice being amplified. And I'm seeing like it's almost like a Burning Man thing, like her voice being amplified in an arena in the desert. Wow. Jennifer Aniston at Burning Man. What? It's not necessarily Burning Man, but it's like, that's the feeling somewhere, somewhere between like a smaller Burning Man and Blade Runner. That's the aesthetic. But maybe a little more, like a little more disaster oriented. I shouldn't be laughing, but like, that's funny to me. So it's like more disaster oriented. So maybe not so much flair, but just a voice that with so much power and so much influence that opens up so many people's minds. And just in what I'm feeling so much is when I tune into the effect on the people. There's something about, it's like in my generation, we have been seeing her for so long. She has been just this cute little, ray of light on the screens for so many years. And so she has influence. She has such influence. And she's just never had a lot of drama. She's never been a figure that's like easy to hate, And so she has influence. And there's just something about the words coming out of her mouth that are going to come out of her mouth. And the people who are, it's like affecting just affecting the masses. And there are so many things affecting the masses, so many things just pushing the buttons of the people who are in the masses, still asleep, still believing so many lies. And every little bit of stress is getting them closer and closer to waking up, feeling their power. It's a matter of feeling their power and also knowing the power of God. And if they truly wake up, then they will understand that they are the same as God. But whether they put that together or not, it's knowing their power and knowing the power of God and knowing that they have access to the power of God by knowing and claiming their power more and more and more. That's the awakening that she will bring people to. She's not there yet, but it is in the trajectory. And that is so cool. That's so cool. That makes sense to me that I felt such a strong calling to do this reading. Because if you've been following my channel, you know that I have been saying that I'm only going to be doing spiritual influencers for a while because I want to do a lot. But I was about to do Teal Swan, and I was planning on doing Teal Swan, and I actually wasn't doing it because I just wasn't getting the go ahead from my heart. You know, day by day, hour by hour, I am guided by spirit in almost everything I do. And so I just wasn't feeling the alignment. I knew that Teal Swan was next, but I wasn't feeling the alignment. It just wasn't happening and wasn't happening. And like, okay, wait a second. Are you telling me I'm not going to do Teal Swan next? What's going on? You know, so I had to like really meditate on it. And this is what came up. I wasn't expecting it. So it took me a minute. It took me a minute to get it. And this is why, because she is heading towards a spiritual awakening. And I am predicting. Can't wait to see some more of my predictions come true. So many of them have come true, especially with my clients, you know, privately, that I get excited. I get excited when big things come through. But you know, it's not about me. It's just fun. It's fun to do this work, but I'm doing it for you guys, you know. I'm doing it to give you hope and give you clarity and hopefully entertain you too. So let's wrap this up. What's our closing message here? So this sweet guardian angel who's right in front of her with this sweet grandma vibe. She has a message for you guys because she knows that so many of you have such sweet hearts. What she's saying is so many of you have the hearts of a mother. A lot of women watching this channel. So many of you have the hearts of a mother, and she wants to recognize those of you who heard at the beginning of the reading that Jennifer is having trouble with her health and that you felt it in your heart. She wants to point that out because she wants to wants for you to recognize. She wants for you to be recognized, and she wants for you to recognize in yourself that means that your heart is open. If you hear something like that about someone who you don't know, but you know of, and you just honestly, on a heart level, want the best for him, want the best for them, that means that your heart is open. And if your heart is open, your heart literally has the power to heal. And she's showing me you hugging the people you love, hugging the animals you love, hugging the children you love, and knowing she wants you to know, she wants you to believe and understand that the energy that's coming out right here in your heart, there is a healing light. You can't see it, but you can feel it. There's a healing light. And when you hold someone, when you hug them close and you bring them to that place, you are healing them. And the more you know that you're doing it, the more powerful it'll be, the more clearly it will come through. And she's saying, when you're hugging a person, don't let yourself think anything bad about them. just that moment, no matter what's going on, it's your child who you've been upset with, your husband who you've been upset with, your dog who messed up the couch, whatever it is, in that moment of the hug, let it all go. Commit to letting it all go. Because there's a power there that needs to be tapped into. It's what the world needs. It's what the world needs. The world needs that feminine, loving magic. And so many of our men have it too. So if you're a man who has this feminine loving magic coming out of your heart, and you feel that, if you've got some Cancer energy in your heart, as in Cancer, the zodiac sign, especially those men with the Cancer moons, you just like feel it. Those Pisces moon, the men with the Pisces moon, and just like feel that love coming out of your heart so much. That is your feminine healing light coming from your heart. Technically, we all have it, but so many women have it naturally because of that, the overflow of emotions that we feel. Let it heal the people you love. And when you're sick, bring it to yourself. Put your hands on your heart and just visualize that light, that beautiful love that you feel for so many other people, just bring it in on yourself. Love yourself as if you were a child. Bring that to yourself to heal your body, heal your mind, calm down your nervous system. And that is it. Isn't that sweet? That's so sweet. That is an energy that is in Jennifer Aniston. It comes to life through her. And that's what we feel from her, when we see her and like her and want to know more about her. So please let me know what you think in the comments. If you found value in this, please share it. Make sure to give it a like. If you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe if you'd like to see more of this kind of content. Trying to grow my community, grow my channel, reach more people. I do offer private coaching, and you can find everything that I'm doing at this time on my website at queenwortham.com. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your contribution to the collective energy. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Sending you love. Bye-bye.